we were hanging around, and Joe said we need to hang out with you a little bit, and we started learning a little about your history. I'm like, this guy.
Well, he didn't say it like that.
Amazing.
He said you have to meet this man.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
What he said? What I said?
He said you have to. You said, yeah, come on up. Maybe you know. No, he said, do it. Just trust me. Do it.
Well, I think he was talking to Doug, so I don't know exactly what happened. I'm just making up stories at this point.
So we got to talk to him.
Yeah.
You've been in the game for a long time. You have quite a history. So, on your note, you said he has quite a history. Like, you have more history than anyone I know in the strength conditioning world.
Well, I've been at this. I started working out with the weights when I was about 14 years old, and I'll be 85 years old in 10 days. So
we were feeling like we had been in the game for a while.
I'm like, yeah, I've been training for like 17 years. You're like, it's been like 60-something years.
Yeah, I've been like 22. How long have you been in the game, bro?
16.
Yeah, so we feel.
Well, I'm
17.
a little different. I'm a little different. What happened? I was really, I was really excited about working out with the weights, and I trained very, very hard. I was explaining to him. I devised a way of training I called the overload system, and for the days that I lifted weights, it made me very, very strong. So I used a special power rack that I built, and he actually trained in an old barn. We dug a hole in the floor, so I used to stand in the hole and do. You heard about do deadlifts out of the hole, and we used to do partial deadlifts with 600 to 700 pounds. And when I was 17 years old, I was 200 pounds already. So training very, very hard. Then we had a power rack. We'd hold things over our head. Just take it that much out of the power rack, much more than you could jerk. Everything I did was to build tendons, not only muscle strength, but tendon strength. And I used to train to exhaustion. Then I would not train again for another 5 or 6 days because that's how long it actually took.
Do you mind if we go back and get notepads and shit so we can write down? Because these are great. These are great old.
Well, this is what's amazing is what you're describing right now is people use these methods.
And like they'll call it cutting edge.
But they'll say this is new. There's a new thing.
No.
It's like because they're using. We now have racks that are built to where you can do exactly what you're describing. What's interesting is like someone goes, I don't have the proper equipment. It's like, have you tried digging a hole yet?
Well, that's what Paul.
Well, you want to really laugh. Some of the weights we used to use, they used to come from the old railroad crossings. They were counterweights. Some of them were this thick, and they weighed like 250 pounds, so they bring up the railroad crossing. So we used to actually take them when we were kids. So we had the most primitive setup in that barn that you ever saw. But we used to train. There was a group of us. We used to train like crazy, and we had a weightlifting club called the Dongan Hills Barbell Club, and we always competed at a higher level. I mean, we were poor immigrant kids. We used to come into a meet, and we used to look like a bunch of Ragamuffins, but we always... I'm telling you, we always placed,